Hello everyone, welcome back to Magical Mondays. It's story time with me, I'm Sara. This time I bring to you a story called The Wise Hakim or The Clever Hakim, and we'll see how an innovative solution can change something. But this time I also invite you to look at the story critically. You can see what aspects of the story you like, you don't like, and you can suggest in the chat box so we can have a discussion on this after the story is over. Once upon a time, there was a king who was very fat. He was very overweight. And he used to take tours around his kingdom. And when he would go, he would see that all the people are whispering and they're giving him side glances and then looking. So the king would get very upset. He thought, oh, look, all of these people, they are making fun of me because of my weight. He would often tell his minister. The minister once said, Your Majesty, maybe if everyone was not as uh, uh, fat, plump as you, they wouldn't make fun of you. So the king said, Wow, that's a brilliant idea, minister. The minister said, Really? Oops, I put my foot in my mouth. And then it was announced the next day with drum beats that from tomorrow onwards, everybody should eat so much that they all put on weight. And so the order had to be carried out, because not following it would mean a capital punishment of execution or of banishment. So all the people left with no choice had to eat and eat and eat until they became really, really plump. And then the king, with his protruding belly, and the minister also, from lean to that fat, walking around the kingdom. The king said, Look, now nobody's making fun of me. And the minister looked around and he said, I'm not so sure. And they walked into the chamber of the princess, the king's daughter. And they saw that she had put on 100 kilos. The minister said, I'm not so sure. Look at your daughter. She's enjoyed your order of eating food. And she's put on so much weight. She's a young girl. From so slim, she's put on so much weight. She's going to have a lot of health issues. There are so many health issues that she needs to be concerned about. There's diabetes, there's heart issues. Oh my God, what have we done? And the king says, Whoa, I didn't think of that. Now what do I do? And the minister said, I think we can get someone to slim her down. But there's a problem. She has a nasty temper and she loves to eat. How is this going to work? And so once again it was announced in the kingdom, Hear ye, hear ye. From tomorrow onwards, anybody who can slim the princess down will get a generous reward, and failing which you'll get a capital punishment. So no man dared to ever try to do this because they were very afraid of failure. One day there was a young Hakim who came from a neighboring town. He wanted to explore life, and so he walked into this new city, new kingdom. And he came there and he looked around. And the guards, they came, and he was really thin. So they picked him up and said, Hey, you, don't you know the law of this kingdom? You have to be really overweight. And he said, What? Is that a law? And then they said, Oh, can you try slimming down the princess? The Hakim said, Okay, I can try. Let me see what it is about. And so the Hakim is led to the princess. And when he goes there, he sees this girl who is very, very overweight. And he says, So this cannot be sorted out in a straight manner. Let me see what we can do. And he went and he asked for the hand of the princess. And he began studying it as if he was an astrologer. And the princess, chomping on one side, asks with his other hand, asks there that, Hey, what is the matter? So the Hakim says that I'm an astrologer. So she says, oh, really? So what's my reading like? The Hakim said, aha, let me study your chart. You are going to die in 100 days. And the princess throws off whatever she's eating and she says, no, this is not possible. The Hakim says, I'm sorry, hands don't lie. And the king says, how dare you? You see, I'm giving you 100 days. If the princess is alive on the 101st day, we will put you to death. The Hakim said, okay. And so the Hakim is put in a dungeon. And now the princess is so upset with what has happened. She refuses to eat. And not one day does she eat in those 100 days. And she realizes that her weight has started going down. And on the 101st day, the king and the princess are seated. And the king summons the Hakim and says, get that Hakim here. Get that astrologer here. And so he's brought in. And he says, the king says, see, it's the 101st day. Your predictions were wrong. The astrologer, who's actually an Hakim, says, but haven't I fulfilled your challenge? You wanted the princess to slim down, and here she is. The king realizes, and the princess also realizes, oh, that is true. This has happened. And the king is so happy. He says that this is my only daughter. Will you marry her? Because we need a king who has innovative solutions, who knows how to solve problems, who knows how to rule a kingdom properly. And I see that is you, my man. Please, will you marry my daughter? And the Hakim agrees, and the princess and the Hakim live happily ever after. So this was the story, and there are some things that I have changed. The main idea behind me sharing the story is the innovative solution. The Hakim doesn't even know which problem he is being put into, and he still braves it, he faces it, and he comes up with a really novel solution given the circumstances. But I did have some problems with the original story, which I have changed. So the Hakim, the minister, says to the king that your daughter, she's become as fat as an elephant. Who will marry her? These are the lines that he uses. But as times have changed, we should realize that we are not here to body shame people, we are not here to judge, and marriage is not the only goal in life, be it a woman or a man. And since this is a woman's platform, this is what I felt it was important to bring forth. So, it's really important to see what words the story is giving you, what message the story is giving you, and how you can change it into something else, and how you can portray it, because the message you will give in a story is what people will hear. And right now, I left a questionable part, which is the 100 days of diet. The princess did not eat for 100 days. Was that a right thing to do? Was that not a right thing to do? Was that harmful? That is for you to think of. And thank you for joining this. You can let me know what you think in the comment section here. If you want to know any more of my stories, if you want to hear them, I have a YouTube channel. It is called youtube.com/Sara Stories. The link is pasted here. It will also be pasted in the chat box. Yesterday on World Environment Day, for World Environment Day, I put a video on coexistence. Please go watch it. It's a very relevant thing. Um, our guide Daji at Kanha is doing a lot for the environment, and we too can take small steps, and that is something on that. I also do workshops for children. If you are interested for them, you can let me know in the comment section here, and I will get in touch with you. Thank you. Have a nice week, and I'll see you next time.